just dreams, Dr. Johnson.
What if they're not?
Hi, I'm Andrea Tedeschi. I'm the CG supervisor for MaxBeyond. You're sort of a magician where you have to put everything together and make it look like realistic. I suppose for CG, especially when you're in the concept phase, you might have a little bit more like space to experiment even for creative choices. The pipeline was one of the biggest challenges, to be honest with you, because this was a time where Unreal Engine was starting to gain traction on the virtual production side. And nobody at that point were actually using it for like a full production, to do like a full movie from beginning to end. And so we had to figure it out how this could work. And we started thinking, let's do some previews. And soon we realized that the output of what we were getting from Unreal was so high quality that it was kind of a no-brainer to translate it to an actual animation movie. As and me, basically we thought, how hard can it be? Let's do it together, just the two of us. Let's get a couple of characters, some animation, some environment from the marketplace. But soon we realized that it wasn't really working for us, so we had to scale up. So I'm really happy that we did, because in the process we came across very cool artists that are still today with us in the studio. So we had to figure out a lot of stuff, like how we can export, how we can the output, how it's gonna look like. Do we export in EXR? Do we use other formats? Hopefully we had a pretty good know-how of this stuff from the visual effects day, so we were able to translate most of those techniques and those things that we already had in place for the visual effects side to Unreal Engine. All the tools that we now have in Unreal Engine 5, they weren't there in Unreal Engine 4. So most of the stuff that we now take for granted are really useful to us. We had to figure it out a different way back then. We didn't comp anything. We didn't do any CG passes. Everything is from the engine straight to DaVinci or cutting board and doing HDR. One big challenge was the characters at the beginning, because it's something that is very important, and we had to figure out a different way, a more indie way to do characters. And we came across this software called Reallusion, and it has some packs in it like iClone. You can also do animation inside iClone, and you have a live link directly into Unreal, where you can see what you do in iClone, you can translate directly in the scene. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to fit, for example, a specific set of clothes onto a character. You can just drag and drop onto the character and it has different clothes. Especially for MaxBeyond, where we have different iterations of different universe with the same character, we need a lot of different clothes. This was pretty useful for us to be able to iterate that fast. And you can also do facial expression with an iPhone, for example, which was pretty cool, where you record yourself with the iPhone and your expression are translated directly on the characters. Especially for character, it gave me full, complete creative freedom. And most of the stuff was in my head, you could say, and I was able to translate it. It was a very, very open, creative process where you just experiment with the software.
MaxBeyond, available now on digital.